Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Fantazmo stream, ArtStream. So, give me a sec. Yesterday we finished this guy. Late at night I did some additional work to it. I just added like some symbols, and he's ready to be transferred to out of After Effects. But before we do that, we need also another few more assets. I need some elements for the background. That's why I started doing this. I'm gonna need this on the edges, on the left and on the right edge. So these rocks will move with the camera when it goes up. So I'm not well versed in After Effects, but let's see how it's gonna work out at the end. Still, there is far more things to do. We need to do these edges, then we need to do some separate background with space and nebulas, stuff like that. So it's gonna be a long day, I guess. Hop on. Hey, Matilda. Hello there. How are you? What are you doing? A bit tired. Worked all day around the house. Oh, how about you, mister? Yeah, I finished. Let me show you. I finished this guy. So that asset is ready for the video, for logo. Added a little bit of symbolism. We got a apple and a butterfly. Um, and now I'm doing assets for the background. There are multiple assets that are there must be drawn to be included in that transition video. So this asset will stand at the boat at the right and left edge of the screen. So I also need to finish it. There's gonna be a lot of work for like 5 seconds video, man. A lot of work. Wow. Yeah, I think I mean, I could render it even further, but this is more than enough for. He's gonna be visible for like 2 seconds, so this is more than enough, you know. But I'm satisfied how it looks, you know. I like the design of him. Like this armor-ish stuff on him, you know. Whatever it is. Also the butterfly here, I like it. Really cool. And the apple, of course. A little bit of symbolism, like in any other Phantasmo art. Very nice. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not hurrying anywhere with this because I want that intro logo to look good, and after I'm done with that, I can finally start, you know, doing art for that roguelite video game that I actually want to do, but I'm just doing stuff in order, you know. It's gonna be this transition video, then it's gonna be an intro video, introduction to the character, the lore, and entire series. Alright, mister, I came to say hi while I took a bit, little break. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for coming by and saying your greetings to me. Spend your day in quality stuff and fair procrastination. See you later, man. See you later.
Brithumbar, and Eglarest, the first. Manwë has no thought for his own honor, and is not jealous of his power, but rules all to peace. The Vanya he loved best of all the elves, and of him they received song and poetry, for poetry is the delight of Manwë, and the song of words is his music. His raiment is blue, and blue is the fire of his eyes, and his sceptre is of sapphire, which the Noldor wrought for him. And he was appointed to be the vice-regent of Iluvatar, king of the world of Valar, and elves and men, and the chief defence against the evil of Melkor. With Manwë dwelt Varda the most beautiful, she who in the Sindarin tongue is named Elbereth, queen of the Valar, maker of the stars, and with them were a great host of spirits in blessedness. But Ulmo was alone, and he abode not in Valinor, nor ever came thither, unless there were need for a great council. He dwelt from the beginning of Arda in the outer ocean, and still he dwells there. Thence he governs the flowing of all waters, and the ebbing, the courses of all rivers, and the replenishment of springs, the distilling of all dews and rain in every land beneath the sky. In the deep places he gives thought to music great and terrible, and the echo of that music runs through all the veins of the world in sorrow and in joy. For if joyful is the fountain that rises in the sun, its springs are in the wells of sorrow unfathomed at the foundation of the earth. The Teleri learned much of Ulmo, and for this reason their music has both sadness and enchantment. Salmar came with him to Arda, he who made the horns of Ulmo, that none may ever forget who once has heard them, and Osse and Unnen also, to whom he gave the government of the waves and the movement of the inner seas, and many other spirits beside. And thus it was by the power of Ulmo that even under the darkness of Melkor life coursed still through many secret lodes, and the earth did not die. And to all who were lost in that darkness, or wandered far from the light of the Valar, the ear of Ulmo was ever open. Nor has he ever forsaken Middle-earth, and whatsoever may since have befallen of ruin or of change, he has not ceased to take thought for it, and will not until the end of days. And in that time of dark, Yavanna also was unwilling utterly to forsake the outer lands. For all things that grow are dear to her, and she mourned for the works that she had begun in Middle-earth, but Melkor had marred. Therefore, leaving the house of Aule and the flowering meads of Valinor, she would come at times and heal the hurts of Melkor. And returning, she would ever urge the Valar to that war with his evil dominion, that they must surely wage ere the coming of the firstborn. And Orome, tamer of beasts, would ride too at whiles in the darkness of the unlit forests. As a mighty hunter, he came with spear and bow, pursuing to the death the monsters and fell creatures of the kingdom of Melkor. And his white horse Nahar shone like silver in the shadows. Then the sleeping earth trembled at the beat of his golden hooves, and in the twilight of the world, Orome would sound Valaroma his great horn upon the plains of Arda, whereat the mountains echoed, and the shadow of evil fled away, and Melkor himself quailed in Utumno, foreboding the wrath to come. But even as Orome passed, the servants of Melkor would gather again, and the lands were filled with shadows and deceit. Now all is said concerning the manner of the earth and its rulers in the beginning of days, and ere the world became such as the children of Iluvatar have known it. For elves and men are the children of Iluvatar. And since they understood not fully that theme by which the children entered into the music, none of the Ainur dared to add anything to their fashion. For which reason the Valar are to these kindreds rather their elders and their chieftains than their masters. And if ever in their dealings with elves and men the Ainur have endeavoured to force them when they would not be guided, seldom has this turned to good, howsoever good the intent. The dealings of the Ainur have indeed been mostly with the elves, for Iluvatar made them more like in nature to the Ainur, though less in might and stature, whereas to men he gave strange gifts. For it is said that after the departure of the Valar there was silence, and for an age Iluvatar sat alone in thought. Then he spoke and said, "Behold, I love the earth, which shall be a mansion for the Quendi and the Atani. But the Quendi shall be the fairest of all earthly creatures, and they shall have and shall conceive and bring forth more beauty than all my children, and they shall have the greater bliss in this world. But to the Atani I will give a new gift." Therefore he willed that the hearts of men should seek beyond the world, and should find no rest therein, but they should have a virtue to shape their life amid the powers and chances of the world, beyond the music of the Ainur, which is as fate to all things else. And of their operation everything should be in form and deed completed, and the world fulfilled unto the last and smallest. But Iluvatar knew that men, being set amid the turmoils of the powers of the world, would stray often, and would not use their gifts in harmony. And he said, "These two in their time shall find that all that they do redounds at the end only to the glory of my work." Yet the elves believe that men are often a grief to Manwë, who knows most of the mind of Iluvatar. For it seems to the elves that men resembled Melkor most of all the Ainur, although he has ever feared and hated them, even those that served him. It is one with this gift of freedom that the children of men dwell only a short space in the world alive, and are not bound to it, and depart soon whither the elves know not. Whereas the elves remain until the end of days, and their love of the earth and all the world is more single and more poignant therefore, and as the years lengthen ever more sorrowful. For the elves die not till the world dies, unless they are slain or waste in grief, and to both these seeming deaths they are subject. Neither does age subdue their strength, unless one grow weary of 10,000 centuries, and dying they are gathered to the halls of Mandos in Valinor, whence they may in time return. But the sons of men die indeed, and leave the world, wherefore they are called the guests, or the strangers. Death is their fate, the gift of Iluvatar, which as time wears even the powers shall envy. But Melkor has cast his shadow upon it, and confounded it with darkness, and brought forth evil out of good, and fear out of hope. Yet of old the Valar declared to the elves in Valinor that men shall join in the second music of the Ainur, whereas Iluvatar has not revealed what he purposes for the elves after the world's end, and Melkor has not discovered it. Of Aula and Yavanna. It is told that in their beginning the dwarves were made by Aula in the darkness of Middle-earth. For so greatly did Aula desire the coming of the children, to have learners to whom he could teach his lore and his crafts, that he was unwilling to await the fulfillment of the designs of Iluvatar. And Aula made the dwarves even as they still are, because the forms of the children who were to come were unclear to his mind, and because the power of Melkor was yet over the earth. And he wished, therefore, that they should be strong and unyielding. But fearing that the other Valar might blame his work, he wrought in secret. And he made first the 7 fathers of the dwarves in a hall under the mountains in Middle-earth. Now Iluvatar knew what was done, and in the very hour that Aula's work was complete, and he was pleased, and began to instruct the dwarves in the speech that he had devised for them, Iluvatar spoke to him, and Aula heard his voice and was silent. And the voice of Iluvatar said to him, "Why hast thou done this? Why dost thou attempt a thing which thou knowest is beyond thy power and thy authority? For thou hast from me as a gift thy own being only, and no more. And therefore the creatures of thy hand and mind can live only by that being, moving when thou thinkest to move them, and if thy thought be elsewhere standing idle. Is that thy desire?" Then Aula answered, "I did not desire such lordship. I desired things other than I am, to love and to teach them, so that they too might perceive the beauty of Ea, which thou hast caused to be. For it seemed to me that there is great room in Arda for many things that might rejoice in it, yet it is for the most part empty still, and dumb. And in my impatience I have fallen into folly. Yet the making of things is in my heart from my own making by thee. And the child of little understanding that makes a play of the deeds of his father may do so without thought of mockery, but because he is the son of his father. But what shall I do now, so that thou be not angry with me forever? As a child to his father, I offer to thee these things, the work of the hands which thou hast made. Do with them what thou wilt. But should I not rather destroy the work of my presumption?" Then Aula took up a great hammer to smite the dwarves, and he wept. But Iluvatar had compassion upon Aula and his desire, because of his humility. And the dwarves shrank from the hammer and were afraid, and they bowed down their heads and begged for mercy. And the voice of Iluvatar said to Aula, "Thy offer I accepted even as it was made. Dost thou not see that these things have now a life of their own and speak with their own voices? Else they would not have flinched from thy blow, nor from any command of thy will." Then Aula cast down his hammer, and was glad, and he gave thanks to Iluvatar, saying, "May Eru bless my work, and amend it." But Iluvatar spoke again, and said, "Even as I gave being to the thoughts of the Ainur at the beginning of the world, so now I have taken up thy desire, and given to it a place therein. But in no other way will I amend thy handiwork, and as thou hast made it, so shall it be. But I will not suffer this, that these should come before the firstborn of my design, nor that thy impatience should be rewarded. They shall sleep now in the darkness under stone, and shall not come forth until the firstborn have awakened upon earth. And until that time thou and they shall wait, though long it seem. But when the time comes, I will awaken them, and they shall be to thee as children, and often strife shall arise between thine and mine, the children of my adoption, and the children of my choice." Then Aula took the 7 fathers of the dwarves, and laid them to rest in far sundered places, and he returned to Valinor, and waited while the long years lengthened. Since they were to come in the days of the power of Melkor, Aula made the dwarves strong to endure. Therefore they are stone-hard, stubborn, fast in friendship and in enmity, and they suffer toil and hunger and hurt of body more hardily than all other speaking peoples. And they live long, far beyond the span of men, yet not forever. Aforetime it was held among the elves in Middle-earth, that dying, the dwarves return to the earth, and the stone of which they were made. Yet that is not their own belief, for they say that Aula, the maker, whom they call Mahal, cares for them and gathers them to Mandos in halls set apart, and that he declared to their fathers of old that Iluvatar will hallow them and give them a place among the children in the end. Then their part shall be to serve Aula and to aid him in the remaking of Arda after the last battle. They say also that the 7 fathers of the dwarves return to live again in their own kin, and to bear once more their ancient names, of whom Durin was the most renowned in after ages, father of that kindred most friendly to the elves, whose mansions were at Khazad-dûm. Now when Aula laboured in the making of the dwarves, he kept his work hidden from the other Valar. But at last he opened his mind to Yavanna, and told her of all that had come to pass. Then Yavanna said to him, Eru is merciful. Now I see that thy heart rejoiceth, as indeed it may, for thou hast received not only forgiveness, but bounty. Yet because thou hiddest this thought from me until its achievement, thy children will have little love for the things of my love. They will love first the things made by their own hands, as doth their father. They will delve in the earth, and the things that grow and live upon the earth they will not heed. Many a tree shall feel the bite of their iron without pity. But Aula answered, That shall also be true of the children of Iluvatar, for they will eat and they will build. And though the things of thy realm have worth in themselves, and would have worth if no children were to come, yet Eru will give them dominion. And they shall use all that they find in Arda, though not by the purpose of Eru, without respect or without gratitude. Not unless Melkor darken their hearts, said Yavanna. And she was not appeased, but grieved in heart, fearing what might be done upon Middle-earth in days to come. Therefore she went before Manwë, and she did not betray the counsel of Aule, but she said, King of Arda, is it true, as Aula hath said to me, that the children, when they come, shall have dominion over all the things of my labour, to do as they will therewith? It is true, said Manwë. But why dost thou ask? For thou hadst no need of the teaching of Aule. Then Yavanna was silent, and looked into her own thought, and she answered, Because my heart is anxious, thinking of the days to come. All my works are dear to me. Is it not enough that Melkor should have marred so many? Shall nothing that I have devised be free from the dominion of others? If thou hadst thy will, what wouldst thou reserve? Said Manwë. Of all thy realm, what dost thou hold dearest? All have their worth, said Yavanna, and each contributes to the worth of the others. But the Kelvar can flee or defend themselves, whereas the Alvar that grow cannot, and among these I hold trees dear. Long in the growing, swift shall they be in the felling, and unless they pay toll with fruit upon bough little mourned in their passing. So I see in my thought. Would that the trees might speak on behalf of all things that have roots, and punish those that wrong them. This is a strange thought, said Manwë. Yet it was in the song, said Yavanna. For while thou wert in the heavens, and with Ulmo built the clouds and poured out the rains, I lifted up the branches of great trees to receive them, and some sang to Iluvatar amid the wind and the rain. Then Manwë sat silent, and the thought of Yavanna that she had put into his heart grew and unfolded, and it was beheld by Iluvatar. Then it seemed to Manwë that the song rose once more about him, and he heeded now many things therein that though he had heard them he had not heeded before. And at last the vision was renewed, but it was not now remote, for he was himself within it, and yet he saw that all was upheld by the hand of Iluvatar, and the hand entered in, and from it came forth many wonders that had until then been hidden from him in the hearts of the Ainur. Then Manwe awoke, and he went down to Yavanna upon Ezelohar, and he sat beside her beneath the 2 trees. And Manwe said, O Kementari, Eru hath spoken, saying, Do then any of the Valar suppose that I did not hear all the song, even the least sound, the least voice? Behold, when the children awake, then the thought of Yavanna will awake also, and it will summon spirits from afar, and they will go among the Kelvar and the Olvar, and some will dwell therein, and be held in reverence, and their just anger shall be feared. For a time, while the firstborn are in their power, and while the secondborn are young. But dost thou not remember, Kementari, that thy thought sang not always alone? Did not thy thought and mine meet also, so that we took wing together, like great birds that soar above the clouds? That also shall come to be by the heed of Iluvatar, and before the children awake, there shall go forth with wings like the wind the eagles of the lords of the west. Then Yavanna was glad, and she stood up, reaching her arms towards the heavens, and she said, High shall climb the trees of Kementari, that the eagles of the king may house therein. But Manwe rose also, and it seemed that he stood to such a height that his voice came down to Yavanna as from the paths of the winds. Nay, he said, only the trees of Aula will be tall enough. In the mountains the eagles shall house, and hear the voices of those who call upon us. But in the forests shall walk the shepherds of the trees. Then Manwe and Yavanna parted for that time, and Yavanna returned to Aula, and he was in his smithy pouring molten metal into a mould. Eru is bountiful, she said. Now let thy children beware, for there shall walk a power in the forests whose wrath they will arouse at their peril. None the less they will have need of wood, said Aula, and he went on with his smith work. Of the coming of the elves and the captivity of Melkor. Through long ages the Valar dwelt in bliss in the light of the trees beyond the mountains of Aman, but all Middle-earth lay in twilight under the stars. While the lamps had shone, growth began there which now was checked, because all was again dark. But already the oldest living things had arisen. In the seas the great weeds, and on earth the shadow of great trees, and in the valleys of the night-clad hills there were dark creatures old and strong. To those lands and forests the Valar seldom came, save only Yavanna and Oroma. And Yavanna would walk there in the shadows, grieving, because the growth and promise of the spring of Arda was stayed. And she sat asleep upon many things that had arisen in the spring, so that they should not age, but should wait for a time of awakening that yet should be. But in the north, Melkor built his strength, and he slept not, but watched and laboured. And the evil things that he had perverted walked abroad, and the dark and slumbering woods were haunted by monsters and shapes of dread. And in Autumno he gathered his demons about him, those spirits who first adhered to him in the days of his splendour, and became most like him in his corruption. Their hearts were of fire, but they were cloaked in darkness, and terror went before them. They had whips of flame. Balrogs they were named in Middle-earth in later days. And in that dark time Melkor bred many other monsters of divers shapes and kinds that long troubled the world, and his realm spread now ever southward over Middle-earth. And Melkor made also a fortress and armory not far from the northwestern shores of the sea, to resist any assault that might come from Ammon. That stronghold was commanded by Sauron, lieutenant of Melkor, and it was named Angband. It came to pass that the Valar held council, for they became troubled by the tidings that Yavanna and Orome brought from the outer lands. And Yavanna spoke before the Valar, saying, Ye mighty of Arda, the vision of Iluvatar was brief and soon taken away, so that maybe we cannot guess within a narrow count of days the hour appointed. Yet be sure of this. The hour approaches, and within this age our hope shall be revealed, and the children shall awake. Shall we then leave the lands of their dwelling desolate and full of evil? Shall they walk in darkness while we have light? Shall they call Melkor Lord while Manwë sits upon Taniquetil? And Tolkas cried, Nay, let us make war swiftly. Have we not rested from strife overlong, and is not our strength now renewed? Shall one alone contest with us forever? But at the bidding of Manwë, Mandos spoke, and he said, In this age the children of Iluvatar shall come indeed, but they come not yet. Moreover, it is doomed that the firstborn shall come in the darkness, and shall look first upon the stars. Great light shall be for their waning. To Varda ever shall they call at need. Then Varda went forth from the council, and she looked out from the height of Taniquetil, and beheld the darkness of Middle-earth beneath the innumerable stars, faint and far. Then she began a great labour, greatest of all the works of the Valar since their coming into Arda. She took the silver dews from the vats of Telperion, and therewith she made new stars, and brighter against the coming of the firstborn. Wherefore she whose name out of the deeps of time and the labours of Ea was Tintala, the kindler, was called after by the elves Elantari, queen of the stars. Carnhill, and Luinil, Nena, and Lumbar, Alcarinque, and Elamira she wrought in that time, and many other of the ancient stars she gathered together and set as signs in the heavens of Arda. Wilwarin, Telumendil, Soronume, and Anarima, and Menelmaka with his shining belt that forebodes the last battle that shall be at the end of days. And high in the north as a challenge to Melkor, she set the crown of 7 mighty stars to swing. Valakirka, the sickle of the Valar, and sign of doom. It is told that even as Varda ended her labours, and they were long, when first Menelmakar strode up the sky, and the blue fire of Helluin flickered in the mists above the borders of the world, in that hour the children of the earth awoke, the firstborn of Iluvatar. By the starlit mere of Cuivienin, water of awakening, they rose from the sleep of Iluvatar. And while they dwelt yet silent by Cuivienin, their eyes beheld first of all things the stars of heaven. Therefore they have ever loved the starlight, and have revered Varda Elantari above all the Valar. In the changes of the world the shapes of lands and of seas have been broken and remade. Rivers have not kept their courses, neither have mountains remained steadfast. And to Cuivienin there is no returning. But it is said among the elves that it lay far off in the east of Middle-earth, and northward, and it was a bay in the inland sea of Helkar, and that sea stood where aforetime the roots of the mountain of Iluin had been before Melkor overthrew it. Many waters flowed down thither from heights in the east, and the first sound that was heard by the elves was the sound of water flowing, and the sound of water falling over stone. Long they dwelt in their first home by the water under stars, and they walked the earth in wonder. And they began to make speech and to give names to all things that they perceived. Themselves they named the Quendi, signifying those that speak with voices, for as yet they had met no other living things that spoke or sang. And on a time it chanced that Orome rode eastward in his hunting, and he turned north by the shores of Helka, and passed under the shadows of the Orokani, the mountains of the east. Then on a sudden Naha set up a great neighing and stood still. And Orome wondered and sat silent, and it seemed to him that in the quiet of the land under the stars he heard afar off many voices singing. Thus it was that the Valar found at last, as it were by chance, those whom they had so long awaited. And Orome, looking upon the elves, was filled with wonder, as though they were beings sudden and marvellous and unforeseen, for so it shall ever be with the Valar. From without the world, though all things may be forethought in music or foreshown in vision from afar, to those who enter verily into Ea, each in its time shall be met at unawares as something new and unforetold. In the beginning, the elder children of Iluvatar were stronger and greater than they have since become, but not more fair. For though the beauty of the Quendi in the days of their youth was beyond all other beauty that Iluvatar had cause to be, it has not perished, but lives in the west, and sorrow and wisdom have enriched it. And Orome loved the Quendi, and named them in their own tongue Eldar, the people of the stars. But that name was after borne only by those who followed him upon the westward road. Yet many of the Quendi were filled with dread at his coming, and this was the doing of Melkor. For by after knowledge the wise declare that Melkor, ever watchful, was first aware of the awakening of the Quendi, and sent shadows and evil spirits to spy upon them and waylay them. So it came to pass some years ere the coming of Orome, that if any of the elves strayed far abroad, alone or few together, they would often vanish and never return. And the Quendi said that the hunter had caught them, and they were afraid. And indeed the most ancient songs of the elves, of which echoes are remembered still in the west, tell of the shadow shapes that walked in the hills above Cuivienen, or would pass suddenly over the stars, and of the dark rider upon his wild horse that pursued those that wandered to take them and devour them. Now Melkor greatly hated and feared the riding of Orome, and either he sent indeed his dark servants as riders, or he set lying whispers abroad for the purpose that the Quendi should shun Orome, if ever they should meet. Thus it was that when Naha neighed, and Orome indeed came among them, some of the Quendi hid themselves, and some fled and were lost. But those that had courage and stayed perceived swiftly that the great rider was no shape out of darkness, for the light of Aman was in his face, and all the noblest of the elves were drawn towards it. But of those unhappy ones who were ensnared by Melkor, little is known of a certainty. For who of the living has descended into the pits of Autumno, or has explored the darkness of the councils of Melkor? Yet this is held true by the wise of Eressia, that all those of the Quendi who came into the hands of Melkor ere Autumno was broken were put there in prison, and by slow arts of cruelty were corrupted and enslaved. And thus did Melkor breed the hideous race of the Orcs, in envy and mockery of the elves, of whom they were afterwards the bitterest foes. For the Orcs had life, and multiplied after the manner of the children of Iluvatar. Naught that had life of its own, nor the semblance of life, could ever Melkor make since his rebellion in the Ainulindale before the beginning. So say the wise. And deep in their dark hearts the Orcs loathed the master whom they served in fear, the maker only of their misery. This, it may be, was the vilest deed of Melkor, and the most hateful to Iluvatar. Aramis stayed a while among the Quendi, and then swiftly he rode back over land and sea to Valinor, and brought the tidings to Valmar, and he spoke of the shadows that troubled Cuivienen. Then the Valar rejoiced, and yet they were in doubt amid their joy, and they debated long what counsel it were best to take for the guarding of the Quendi from the shadow of Melkor. But Arame returned at once to Middle-earth, and abode with the elves. Manwë sat long in thought upon Taniquetil, and he sought the counsel of Iluvatar. And coming then down to Valmar, he summoned the Valar to the Ring of Doom, and thither came even Ulmo from the outer sea. Then Manwë said to the Valar, "This is the counsel of Iluvatar in my heart, that we should take up again the mastery of Arda, at whatsoever cost, and deliver the Quendi from the shadow of Melkor." Then Tulkas was glad, but Aule was grieved, foreboding the hurts of the world that must come of that strife. But the Valar made ready, and came forth from Aman in strength of war, resolving to assault the fortresses of Melkor, and make an end. Never did Melkor forget that this war was made for the sake of the elves, and that they were the cause of his downfall. Yet they had no part in those deeds, and they know little of the riding of the might of the West against the North in the beginning of their days. Melkor met the onset of the Valar in the northwest of Middle-earth, and all that region was much broken. But the first victory of the hosts of the West was swift, and the servants of Melkor fled before them to Autumno. Then the Valar passed over Middle-earth, and they set a guard over Cuivienen, and thereafter the Quendi knew nothing of the great battle of the powers, save that the earth shook and groaned beneath them, and the waters were moved, and in the north there were lights as of mighty fires. Long and grievous was the siege of Autumno, and many battles were fought before its gates, of which naught but the rumour is known to the elves. In that time the shape of Middle-earth was changed, and the great sea that sundered it from Aman grew wide and deep, and it broke in upon the coasts, and made a deep gulf to the southward. Many lesser bays were made between the great gulf and Helcaraxa far in the north, where Middle-earth and Aman came nigh together. Of these, the Bay of Balar was the chief, and into it the mighty river Sirion flowed down from the new-raised highlands northwards, Dorthonion and the mountains about Hithlum. The lands of the far north were all made desolate in those days, for there Autumno was delved exceeding deep, and its pits were filled with fires and with great hosts of the servants of Melkor. But at the last the gates of Autumno were broken, and the halls unroofed, and Melkor took refuge in the uttermost pit. Then Tulkas stood forth as champion of the Valar, and wrestled with him, and cast him upon his face, and he was bound with the chain Angainor that Aule had wrought, and led captive, and the world had peace for a long age. Nonetheless, the Valar did not discover all the mighty vaults and caverns hidden with deceit far under the fortresses of Angband and Autumno. Many evil things still lingered there, and others were dispersed and fled into the dark, and roamed in the waste places of the world awaiting a more evil hour. And Sauron they did not find. But when the battle was ended, and from the ruin of the north great clouds arose and hid the stars, the Valar drew Melkor back to Valinor, bound hand and foot and blindfold, and he was brought to the Ring of Doom. There he lay upon his face before the feet of Manwë and sued for pardon. But his prayer was denied, and he was cast into prison in the fastness of Mandos, whence none can escape, neither Valar, nor elf, nor mortal man. Vast and strong are those halls, and they were built in the west of the land of Aman. There was Melkor doomed to abide for 3 ages long before his cause should be tried anew, or he should plead again for pardon. Then again the Valar were gathered in council, and they were divided in debate. For some, and of those Ulmo was the chief, held that the Quendi should be left free to walk as they would in Middle-earth, and with their gifts of skill to order all the lands and heal their hurts. But the most part feared for the Quendi in the dangerous world amid the deceits of the starlit dusk, and they were filled, moreover, with the love of the beauty of the elves, and desired their fellowship. At the last, therefore, the Valar summoned the Quendi to Valinor, there to be gathered at the knees of the powers in the light of the trees for ever. And Mandos broke his silence, saying, "So it is doomed." From this summons came many woes that afterwards befell. But the elves were at first unwilling to hearken to the summons, for they had as yet seen the Valar only in their wrath as they went to war, save Orome alone, and they were filled with dread. Therefore Orome was sent again to them, and he chose from among them ambassadors who should go to Valinor and speak for their people, and these were Ingwe, Finwe, and Elwe, who afterwards were kings. And coming they were filled with awe by the glory and majesty of the Valar, and desired greatly the light and splendour of the trees. Then Orome brought them back to Cuivienen, and they spoke before their people, and counselled them to heed the summons of the Valar, and remove into the west. Then befell the first sundering of the elves. For the kindred of Ingwe, and the most part of the kindreds of Finwe and Elwe, were swayed by the words of their lords, and were willing to depart and follow Orome, and these were known ever after as the Eldar, by the name that Orome gave to the elves in the beginning in their own tongue. But many refused the summons, preferring the starlight and the wide spaces of Middle-earth to the rumour of the trees. And these are the Avari, the unwilling, and they were sundered in that time from the Eldar, and met never again until many ages were past. The Eldar prepared now a great march from their first homes in the east, and they were arrayed in 3 hosts. The smallest host, and the first to set forth, was led by Ingwe, the most high lord of all the elvish race. He entered into Valinor and sits at the feet of the powers, and all elves revere his name. But he came never back, nor looked again upon Middle-earth. The Vanya were his people. They are the fair elves, the beloved of Manwë and Varda, and few among men have spoken with them. Next came the Noldor, a name of wisdom, the people of Finwe. They are the deep elves, the friends of Aule, and they are renowned in song, for they fought and laboured long and grievously in the northern lands of old. The greatest host came last, and they are named the Teleri, for they tarried on the road, and were not wholly of a mind to pass from the dusk to the light of Valinor. In water they had great delight, and those that came at last to the western shores were enamoured of the sea. The sea elves, therefore, they became in the land of Aman, the Falmari, for they made music beside the breaking waves. 2 lords they had, for their numbers were great, Elwe Singolo, which signifies grey mantle, and Olwe, his brother. These were the 3 kindreds of the Eldalir, who, passing at length into the uttermost west in the days of the trees, are called the Calaquendi, elves of the light. But others of the Eldar there were who set out indeed upon the westward march, but became lost upon the long road, or turned aside, or lingered on the shores of Middle-earth. And these were for the most part of the kindred of the Teleri, as is told hereafter. They dwelt by the sea, or wandered in the woods and mountains of the world, yet their hearts were turned towards the west. Those elves the Calaquendi called the Umanya, since they came never to the land of Aman and the blessed realm. But the Umanya and the Avari alike they call the Moriquendi, elves of the darkness, for they never beheld the light that was before the sun and moon. It is told that when the hosts of the Eldalir departed from Cuivienen, Orome rode at their head upon Naha, his white horse shod with gold. And passing northward about the Sea of Helkar, they turned towards the west. Before them great clouds hung still black in the north above the ruins of war, and the stars in that region were hidden. Then not a few grew afraid and repented and turned back and are forgotten. Long and slow was the march of the Eldar into the west, for the leagues of Middle-earth were uncounted and weary and pathless. Nor did the Eldar desire to hasten, for they were filled with wonder at all that they saw, and by many lands and rivers they wished to abide. And though all were yet willing to wander, many feared rather their journey's end than hoped for it. Therefore, whenever Orome departed, having at times other matters to heed, they halted and went forward no more until he returned to guide them. And it came to pass after many years of journeying in this manner, that the Eldar took their course through a forest, and they came to a great river, wider than any they had yet seen, and beyond it were mountains whose sharp horns seemed to pierce the realm of the stars. This river, it is said, was even the river which was after called Anduin the Great, and was ever the frontier of the...
Yeah, I was just about to write that. Be right back in like 3 minutes.
Yet they were taller and more terrible in those days, and were reared by Melkor to hinder the riding of Orome. Now the Teleri abode long on the east bank of that river, and wished to remain there. But the Vanyar and the Noldor passed over it, and Orome led them into the passes of the mountains. And when Orome was gone forward, the Teleri looked upon the shadowy heights, and were afraid. Then one arose in the host of Olwe, which was ever the hindmost on the road. Lenwe he was called. He forsook the westward march, and led away a numerous people southwards down the great river, and they passed out of the knowledge of their kin until long years were past. Those were the Nandor, and they became a people apart, unlike their kin, save that they loved water, and dwelt most beside falls and running streams. Greater knowledge they had of living things, tree and herb, bird and beast, than all other elves. In after years, Denethor, son of Lenwe, turned again west at last, and led a part of that people over the mountains into Beleriand, ere the rising of the moon. At length, the Vanyar and the Noldor came over Ered Luin, the Blue Mountains, between Eriador and the westernmost land of Middle-earth, which the elves after named Beleriand, and the foremost companies passed over the Vale of Sirion, and came down to the shores of the great sea between Drengist and the Bay of Balar. But when they beheld it, great fear came upon them, and many withdrew into the woods and highlands of Beleriand. Then Orome departed and returned to Valinor to seek the counsel of Manwë, and left them. And the host of the Teleri passed over the misty mountains, and crossed the wide lands of Eriador, being urged on by Elwë Singolo. For he was eager to return to Valinor and the light that he had beheld, and he wished not to be sundered from the Noldor, for he had great friendship with Finwë, their lord. Thus, after many years, the Teleri also came at last over Ered Luin into the eastern regions of Beleriand. There they halted, and dwelt a while beyond the river Gelion. Of Thingol and Melian. Melian was a Maya of the race of the Valar. She dwelt in the gardens of Lorien, and among all his people there were none more beautiful than Melian, nor more wise, nor more skilled in songs of enchantment. It is told that the Valar would leave their works, and the birds of Valinor their mirth, that the bells of Valmar were silent, and the fountains ceased to flow, when, at the mingling of the lights, Melian sang in Lorien. Nightingales went always with her, and she taught them their song, and she loved the deep shadows of the great trees. She was akin before the world was made to Yavanna herself, and in that time when the Quendi awoke beside the waters of Cuivienen, she departed from Valinor and came to the Hitherlands, and there she filled the silence of Middle-earth before the dawn with her voice and the voices of her birds. Now when their journey was near its end, as has been told, the people of the Teleri rested long in East Beleriand, beyond the river Gelion. And at that time many of the Noldor still lay to the westward, in those forests that were afterwards named Neldoreth and Region. Elwë, lord of the Teleri, went often through the great woods to seek out Finwë, his friend, in the dwellings of the Noldor. And it chanced on a time that he came alone to the starlit wood of Nan Elmath, and there suddenly he heard the song of nightingales. Then an enchantment fell on him, and he stood still. And afar off, beyond the voices of the Lomelindi, he heard the voice of Melian, and it filled all his heart with wonder and desire. He forgot then utterly all his people and all the purposes of his mind, and following the birds under the shadow of the trees, he passed deep into Nan Elmath and was lost. But he came at last to a glade open to the stars, and there Melian stood. And out of the darkness he looked at her, and the light of Aman was in her face. She spoke no word, but being filled with love, Elwë came to her and took her hand, and straightway a spell was laid on him, so that they stood thus while long years were measured by the wheeling stars above them. And the trees of Nan Elmath grew tall and dark before they spoke any word. Thus Elwë's folk who sought him found him not, and Olwë took the kingship of the Teleri, and departed, as is told hereafter. Elwë Singolo came never again across the sea to Valinor, so long as he lived, and Melian returned not thither while their realm together lasted. But of her there came among both elves and men a strain of the Ainur who were with Iluvatar before Ea. In after days he became a king renowned, and his people were all the Eldar of Beleriand. The Sindar they were named, the Grey Elves, the elves of the twilight. And King Greymantle was he, Elu Thingol in the tongue of that land. And Melian was his queen, wiser than any child of Middle-earth, and their hidden halls were in Menegroth, the 1,000 caves in Doriath. Great power Melian lent to Thingol, who was himself great among the Eldar, for he alone of all the Sindar had seen with his own eyes the trees in the day of their flowering, and king though he was of Umanya, he was not accounted among the Mori Quendi, but with the elves of the light, mighty upon Middle-earth. And of the love of Thingol and Melian there came into the world the fairest of all the children of Iluvatar, that was, or shall ever be. Of Eldamar and the princes of the Eldalir. In time, the hosts of the Vanya and the Noldor came to the last western shores of the Hitherlands. In the north, these shores in the ancient days after the Battle of the Powers bent ever westward, until in the northernmost parts of Arda only a narrow sea divided Aman, upon which Valinor was built, from the Hitherlands. But this narrow sea was filled with grinding ice, because of the violence of the frosts of Melkor. Therefore, Orome did not lead the hosts of the Eldalir into the far north, but brought them to the fair lands about the river Sirion, that afterwards were named Beleriand. And from those shores whence first the Eldar looked in fear and wonder on the sea, there stretched an ocean wide and dark and deep, between them and the mountains of Aman. Now Ulmo, by the counsel of the Valar, came to the shores of Middle-earth, and spoke with the Eldar who waited there, gazing on the dark waves. And because of his words and the music which he made for them on his horns of shell, their fear of the sea was turned rather to desire. Therefore Ulmo uprooted an island which long had stood alone amid the sea, far from either shore since the tumults of the fall of Iluit.
Just let me mute. Hello, Darko Mitrovic. Sorry, I was AFK, smoking cigarettes in the kitchen. Anyway, yeah, in the background it's audiobook Silmarillion from Tolkien. And thank you for the praises for the artwork. Anyway, this is part of the background that I need for, let me show you, for this guy. I'm making a transition video for my logo, you know, for the future projects, pre-intro stuff. So I'll have to do like those rocks on the sides and some kind of space universe in between, some fog, corrupted sun, which will actually transition to that circle that you see in the bottom right corner of the stream. Entire video animation will have a transition to up to that logo, basic logo sign. Teach me noise. Hello, teach me. How are you doing, my friend? Anyway, there is a lot of background noise in the house. My son is still awake and he plays with his mother, so you'll just have to listen to that. Okay, we'll continue Silmarillion later on. For now, let's just listen to some music. So you're streaming, so I came to see what's happening. Yeah, man, I'm just doing, I think you heard a moment ago, some art for video for a transition to logo. I made some paintings, tried on actual canvas instead of digital. Oh, nice! Do you have some photos of it? So you can put them in the Discord channel? That's also me. Darko is my spare account. You're lurking. Darko is your lurking account. Or the other way around. Are you in my Discord channel? At all? I don't know. I think I invited you. And you can throw photos in the art feedback if you are. Don't think so. Okay. Do I have you on the Discord? I think I have. I think we shared different stuff. What's your nickname on Discord? If you use Discord at all. Let me send DM. Through what, my friend? Check Discord. Ah, yeah. Teach me. Yeah, I know you, man. I know you. Yeah, we already did a few feedbacks with the boat in the storm and some mountains. Pop. Feel free to throw photo here. Are you okay if I present it here on stream? No? Of course. Nice. Just let me download them. So I'll import it in... 1 second. Whoa! You came a long way since we talked a few months or even a year ago. Maybe even more. Yeah, I can see you actually focus on the textures here on the leaves. It's pretty good, man. I can tell you that. We also have fallen leaves. Nice. And you have like horizon with the less color intensity, which is also nice. You also have how to say that, color made for the sky, you know, when it goes far further to the horizon it becomes more pale and not pale but brighter, how to say, gradient, yeah, gradient, yeah. It's really good, man. Feel free to be braver with colors also, if I may. Just pop it. Feel free to pop your non-shaded, how to say that, parts even more, you know, so you can actually add some story to it. But it's really good, man. I really like it. I really like it. Also, if you want me to is it okay for you to give a feedback for this? Yeah, it's not about shading. It's more. It's like yeah, it's like when it comes to shadow, you don't have to do much here. You just you can just add a bit of values here, just so that you know that tree don't look that flat, and that's it. Actually, a few little things, and it will become really good artwork. Yeah. So it's really good, man. I'm proud of you. Let's see the other one. Oh, much better. Here, for the others that are watching, I'll link older Teach Me's photo of the mountains, just so you can see how far the guy made. This is really good. Give me 1 sec. So this is the old one, but this one is much better. I can sense the weather, man. I can feel the winter. You know, here not so much, but here I really can. I like it. It's really good. It's really good, man. Good job. Good job. What is in the bottom? It's like some water. It's beautiful, man. Oh, you've been playful not only with brushes but with sticks, I can see here, which added more a rough surface to the texture, which is really good. I try to make a closer, more rough terrain. Oh, aha, now I understand, yeah. That was all with the palette knife. Yeah, you used it pretty well. I love how you managed to actually play with the surfaces here. Really do love it. It's beautiful. You can try to go with the paint over the rough part and again do the rough part and in a few loops, how to say. Do the same thing like 3-4 times and it will become even more rich. But I love this one. It's really great, man. Thanks, the feedback keeps me going. Well, yeah, it's really good. Also, you can do here what you did with the last image. Here, let me show you. The one with the sky. You can just make this a little bit a little bit less bright, you know. Like this. And leave that fog like in behind the mountains or something. Let me just use the other brush. This is really not the one for this. It's really good. Also, when you try to half close your eyes, you can notice the closest part of this background mountain. So this is one that is most distant, but somehow it's most dark, which is not good. You'll need to add brightness to this one, you know, because it's more further than the other ones. Again, it's just playing with plans, but base is really good, man. You know. I really love it, you know. But you miss one thing that you need to tell a story out of this. It needs more storytelling, something. You know, in the other picture you had like trees with a certain color. It had some story inside. This one lacks story. Just try to work around the story. I don't know, insert something, whatever you like, whatever you wish. Maybe I don't know, frozen tower or something. Yeah, like this one. Or something, yeah. An old ruin, I don't know. Whatever. Just add a few little things and that will just make pictures stand out more. I imagine the bottom part of the mountain to be a frozen lake. Yeah, I can see that actually. This part over here, yeah. I think. Oh, what's happening? Okay. This part, yeah. And actually textures of this lake is really good. Also, you can play with more with the shade of the mountain, you know, like to be visible on this lake. I don't know, or something. But it's really good, man. Really good. However, this part that you need to work more is this in the first plan, because I didn't manage to see what actually this represents, you know. I thought it was some kind of water with an ice that is broken or something, but it seems that it's not, you know. But mountain itself is beautiful. I couldn't done better work, you know. It's really good. Anyway, great job, man. Really good job. Where was I? Last one I sent is a take on a crow inspired by the Dead by Daylight game. Dead by Daylight. Oh, nice. Nice. Did I play Dead by Daylight? Let me see. I think I did. I can't remember. Oh yeah, Matilda made me download this and play. It's like multiplayer games. One is a monster and the other are survivors or something, if I'm not fleeing survivors, how to say. I like perspective as usual when it comes to painting. No, you just need to be more brave. Yeah, 4 survivors, 1 killer, yeah. Don't be afraid to experiment, you know. Who cares if paint if paint is gonna look good. Show me. Show you what, Matilda? just be more brave and throw painting in the trash. Who cares, you know? When you want to make something dark, try to make it darker. When you want to make something more saturated, do that. When you want to make more vibrant colors, do even more. You know, just make yourself import more and more aggressively. You know that stuff, like colors and shade and everything else. One sec. The crow, yeah, the one with the mountain. This one? Why did my stream went black? This is strange. Okay. Yeah, now it's okay. So is this something that the cross sees out through his eyes, or I don't understand. Let me invite you to the Discord channel. Teach me 1 second. Invite. So anytime you do something, feel free to throw here on your art or art feedback or whatever you're doing. When I'm free, I will always respond with some kind of feedback. Ljubičasto? Bubičasto? One more image on Discord. Okay, let's see. Oh, the crow. Oh, yeah. Now I understand. I'm retarded, sorry. Give me a sec. Give me a sec and let's throw a look. The crow. Here it is. Whoa. So this one is inspired by the Dead by Daylight, no? Yeah, oh, it's really good. I like it. I don't recognize what is the eye here. Is it here or is it here? I think it's... This is not the eye, I guess. Yeah. I guess this is the eye of a crow, yeah. It's really good, man. Again, same thing, you know. Bottom part needs to be more shaded. Like this. I mean, if you figure out where the light comes from. This upper part. See, it's already less flat. And just with a few more strokes you can actually make this more... less flat, you know. Just by explaining shade a little bit. Same goes for the tree branch, you know. Same. What the fuck? Same goes for the tree branch. but it's really, really good. I like it. I like the colors. I like that retro background. I'd say. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Speedruns. Yes, something like that. I mean, for the feedback, it's enough to do like stuff like that. It's really good. I mean, you did some shading here that is good, you know. You did some parts, but you just could continue, you know, just adding it. And don't be afraid. Just use really dark values here. Use really light values here. Doesn't matter. Pom. But it's good, man. It's really good. It's really good. You're right about being braver with colors. Man, I struggle with that even today, so it's completely normal, you know. Where was I? I'm always afraid that if I do more, that I will ruin it. Well, it's better to be ruined than to be unfinished, how to say, you know? So, it doesn't matter if you ruin it. What matters is that you learn something from it. That is all that matters in the entire process when you start doing your art, especially when you do your art. But it's much harder with the canvas, actual canvas, and non-digital painting. So I completely understand. You need to sacrifice more stuff than when you do digitally. But digital is good for experimenting, you know, and practicing. Fantazmo the Great, Misha the Punk, thank you. Hi there. Phantasmo the Awesome. Let's not take it too far. So back when I practiced painting for the first time in my life, my tetka, how to say, my cousin taught me how to draw and how to paint, and while she was teaching me in her studio, she did her own oil paintings, and she'll paint like simultaneously like 4 or 5 paintings, you know. While one is drying, she's actually doing the other one, but the entire process for those 5 paintings took a whole summer. So she's not in hurry to finish anything. She was not in a hurry to finish anything. She just wanted to experiment, and every time she tried to do something completely different and how to say that, stepped out of her comfort zone, something magical happened to the painting, you know. To do here. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna keep it simple. I just don't have nerves to mess with this background stuff anymore. Boom, 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 boom. That was the most magical moment in my life when I was learning how to draw with my aunt. The entire smell of the studio, of the oil colors, and she was, you know, by the book artist. The way she talked, the way she preached, the way she taught me, made me fall in love with the art of drawing, you know. There are some people that are just completely change you to the entirety of your future life. Isn't that magical? Okay. I just can't leave it like this. I need to add something. Damn it. Šta je bilo, ljubavi? Da si popizdeo, ljubavi? I would like to have more time painting, but working 2 jobs. Oh, 2 jobs doesn't leave you with much, so it's just for the weekends. Yeah, man, I understand you completely. What are you working? Where are you working at the moment? It's like a Zen session. Yeah, it should be a Zen session. That's why you shouldn't be afraid. Oh, how many digital paintings did I started here on stream, you know, and never finished them or throw it in the trash in the middle of the stream, so it's completely normal. A1 and cable mod. Oh, nice. A1 is a cell phone provider, no? Cell phone network, sorry, provider. Yeah. Cable mod. What's the cable mod? Custom cables for PC. Oh, nice. I see you have a busy life. Are you married, man? Boom, 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 boom. Not yet, hopefully soon. Oh, nice, nice. But hey, you actually managed to progress like so much from the last feedback, man. And only doing it on weekends, man. It's really good. Fuck it, this is more than enough. just correct this a little bit. Yeah. Yes! Matilda here is also a very talented artist, but he doesn't draw. And every time he drew, he did it really good, you know. He didn't send me something for feedback like one a year. Yeah, almost a year, I think. So Matilda, you know what you have to do. Look, he did a goblin like few months ago or a year ago. Here, let me link. And this was really awesome. Just let me find it. Cheeky. Yeah, the goblin guy. Just give me a sec. The goblin guy. Where is the goblin? Yeah, there it is. Look. Imagine if he continued to work non-stop instead of playing Rust. How would this look? Similar drawing like this today, you know, with only 1 year of progress. Yeah, man. You know what you have to do, Matilda? You bloody Romanian. He learns really quick. Young and intelligible man. No, come on, I drew like another 3 things after that. Well, I don't see it on my art feedback, so... I just didn't send them, man. You should. What stopped you, man? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Because I don't want to draw this like crazy, I'm just gonna copy the bottom part and then I'm gonna redo it a little bit. Just give me a sec. Shut down this one. I'm gonna take this one. No. Like this. I'm gonna take it here somewhere maybe. Switch it upwards. Like this. Like this, yes. Hop! The other upper part disappeared. I don't know how. 1 second. Recycle wherever you can when you do stuff. But you saw them in a personal DMS. Yeah, let me see. I have only dick pics here. There you go. 1 second. Yeah, there you are. Rewind. Okay, some gay dudes. Oh, ooh, you didn't link this one? Really? How come, man? One sec. Yeah, but I think we reviewed this in the stream, or am I nuts? 1 second. Un momento. Pum 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 pum. Boom. Yeah, but you continue to do this. Come on, find it and throw it in the art feedback. Not the dick pic, the other one. Okay, where was I? Ah, yeah. Yes. See? Oh, but I didn't want to cut it. I wanted to paste it. Like this, yeah. Then I'm gonna... You know what I'm gonna do? I'm so evil, man. Look at this shit. Take a quick look at this shit. I'm gonna make this... See if I can. I need more saturation. More darkness. Yes. Yes. Fabulous, isn't it? I tried realism for the first time a few months ago and got extremely... Dude, I'm painting for like, I don't know, entire life, but professionally I'm doing it for 10 years. And I don't do realism, so... I only do stylized artwork. Not because I don't know how to do realism, but because I like stylized artwork. Oh, I tried to paint Mona Lisa and it was awful. I was so pissed at myself. I didn't want to do art anymore. I don't know what to do with myself. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Fuck me if I know what I'm doing here. Boom. Boom. Okay, let's just merge these two stuff. This is why I did digital. This is why I never could go and back on the conventional painting, you know. It allows so much more for the experimentation, but hey, nothing is good as a good old physical painting, you know. It's a completely different beast and it requires more focus. Thank you. You're welcome, Matilda. Magrilda. Let me just delete this one. Oh, I didn't even realize that you put it here in the art feedback. Sorry. Whoa. Okay, let me link here. I sketch. This is anything but a sketch, man. I'm stunned how you talk to the teach me. I said thank you, and I responded like, yeah, you're welcome. Actually, this is really good. This is really good, Felipe. Look at those brush strokes. Yeah. Everything is fine here. I don't have anything to... I just want to see whole face. You know? Let's play around a little bit. Yep. There you go. Perfect. It's really good, man. I don't have anything. It's really awesome. Boom, 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 boom. If you delete the upper part, it becomes ominous. Yeah. It is. Ah, see. You know what? I'm not gonna add anything here. I'm just gonna play around a little bit. And for the sake of non-repeatance, I'm gonna just edit it a little bit. That's it. I worked on that for like 2-ish hours, but the boys said they're getting raided on Rust. Yeah, of course. Yes. Procrastination over art. Even professionals fall for devil's tongue, you know? So, you are forgiven. I think I don't know what I'm doing at the moment, but who cares? You should make Fast Fancy F sculpted in there. Fast Fancy F sculpted? You mean what? I don't follow. Sorry. If you care to explain to me further, I'm all ears. Fancy F. Like fuck. The letter F sculpted in the rocks. Dude, I just want this shit done, you know, so I can... These are actually only... how to say that in English? I forgot. Ukrasi. Teach me. Help me. This is not important at all. I already spent too much time focusing on this non-important part for the animation, so... Come on, I told you in the best influence... Okay, the best influence, yes, let's do the F, yeah. Are you satisfied? Like this? I think this is okay. Please, your time on something that no one is going to notice. Use your time on something. Yeah, that's like the most productive shit you can ever do as an artist. And often you do that as an artist. Oh, stretch a little bit. Oh, oh my god. So we need to change these upper parts. This one, this one, this one also, because it repeats. See, we got same here, and well, here we got same here and here. So we need to change that. If music is too loud or something, just please let me know. Matilda, you are my assistant that works for nothing. You will do it out of the pure love for me, I know. I'm like Discord mod here, but I'm not fan. Okay, I need to work faster on this. If I spend some, I want to go and work on that corrupted sun that I need, and for the background space also. I thought I will spend like 2 hours on this, but already I'm like, let me see. Where's the timer here? I don't know. Am I retarded? I mean, I am, but 2.5 hours. Oh, it's not that bad, to be honest. Fuck it. Perfect. Okay, let's change all of this a bit faster. Teach me, are you Romanian? No, dude. He's Serbian. Do you think all painters are Romanian? Is that it? Pula. 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 Op. Okay, let's see. Also need to change this one. One sec. Let's do it like this. Well, I have to go now. Thanks for the feedback, Fantazmo. Matilda, keep up the good work too. Hey man, thank you for being here. Thank you for participating and watching, and you're always welcome. See you, man. Let the force be with you. I'm looking at very first goblin I drew, where you first time gave feedback, and now I realized the progression. Yeah, man, we managed to consider that even back then. So, you know, you are really. I'm not joking around. You are really talented. You just need to spend your time more in that. See how much progression you did without investing too much time in it. You know, too much time, but nothing almost. You know, like an hour, few hours. I don't know. Mm. Every drawing I did was about 2 hours. Yeah, man, that's great. Every drawing I did was about 16 hours to plan it. So I think that's cool. 2 hours, it's more than a small time to be invested in art, you know. But even if you don't draw for drawing's sake, you're gonna need it for any indie dev project you do. So you can only profit from that skill, whatever project you do. Even if you collaborate with some other artist, you can actually draw him a sketch of what you want, you know. And he, for me as an artist, whenever a person that I do commission for actually draws something to explain to me, one drawing is worth more than 5 hours of feedbacks and you know, forward backward conversations. Even when they draw like potatoes or something, you know, just as a placeholder for explanation, it's much more constructive, you know, and much more faster to do the talk afterwards. Let's see. I need to speed up this. Oh yeah, being able to sketch is a must-needed skill. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for the kind words and all the feedback along the way, man. I think I will never be able to express my appreciation. You make me blush, Matilda. Man. Don't do that. Don't make me cry, Matilda. Make me cry. Nothing good will come out of it. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I'll mute the microphone so you don't have to listen to household noises. Don't cry. If you cry, I cry. Yeah, yeah. Smoke kurets. Yeah. I'm back. This music is too loud for me. 1 second. Okay. Let's make one pause. I'm gonna play one hyper roll, TFT, 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna continue. Because my hand is getting tired, I want it to rest, but I want to finish this evening. So tomorrow I can do the other assets. 1 second. Hey, you wanna go one TFT with me, Matilda? Oh, I didn't watch. Okay. I installed all games, like all games. The fuck? Yeah, go smoke a kurec. Just team game, I'll watch. Oh, nice. Dude, I need to play one match and then I'll continue. Just 1 sec. Team fight tactics, hyper roll. Play. Zapinu tišinu. 1 second. Specific window. League of Legends. But this is client. Capture. No. Capture foreground window with hotkey. Capture full screen. Application. Okay. I don't know. Choose. It doesn't matter. What the fuck? Why can't I stream this? It's retarded. Yeah, I think I can. Yep. We got 2 fairies. We got multi-striker. I guess we'll go with more multi-striker. Let's see, maybe even with fairies. Whatever we manage to... Oh, fuck it, I'll go with multi-striker. But I think they suck in this season. We'll see. Multi-striker. Ooh, so much Jax. Okay. I don't know, man. Fuck it. Let's do this. Chrono, Eldritch, multi-strike. Da. Dobro. Ooh, so much multi-strikers. Nice. If I get level 3 Jax, I'm gonna switch this Hextech Gunblade on him. But for now, let's keep it on Kassadin. Kassadin is actually really good in this season for a green unit, level 2 unit. Oh, šta mi radite? We'll see. Okay, let's switch this from Kassadin to her. And also add Quicksilver. Yeah, that's some charms in this season. I don't like it at all. Next Hekarim. If we get the armor chest piece, that would be cool. To not the armor chest. What's the name? This. Oh, nice chain vest. Perfect. Perfect. Shift mage, one multi-striker. Okay, let's lock. If you have 3 or more champions in the same row at the start of combat, they all gain 15 armor and magic resistance. That's why I'm keeping them all in the front row at the moment. So the multi-strikers attacks have a chance to trigger 2 extra attacks. 25 chance on level 3. With 5 of them, 65 chance. 7 of them, which I hope I'll get. It's like 80% chance. And 3 more percent health every attack regenerated. It's really cool. So far so good. What? Where did this question mark go? Holy fuck. Did you see this shit? Chronopyro, warrior. Nothing. Chronopyro, warrior. Oh, for now. Chronopyro, warrior, nothing. Thief gloves will always give your champion the daily items. This is actually really good. Your team has critical strike. I'll take this one. She already has 45% critical strike, so it's good. Nice. Katarina for warrior. Ooh, additional spell lamp for Kali. She's gonna be beast now. Hunter blaster, longer, shape blaster. Spurts. Warrior pyro. So we need 1 pyro. 1 more pyro. Nice. Okay. Rolls. But I don't see any multi-strikers coming. Where is that Hekarim, damn it? Okay. Let's add pyro now. We can also add Chrono. I'll take her for now. We'll see. Warrior. Nila. We can also... Fuck this. I'm gonna take warriors. Multi-strike. Ooh, nice. 4 more warriors. Really good. They killed my entire front line so easily, but good thing Akali is holding pretty good. So on level 6 I'm gonna insert these 2 warriors instead of that pyro. Okay, let's add her. Let's pull back Katarina for now. Nice. Ooh, ooh, nice. And Hakarim is here also. This is really good. We'll have 5 multi-strikers and 2 warriors for now. Come on, come on, come on. Keep it with the perfect score. Nice. Still I haven't lost, which is really good. I doubt that I'm gonna build Ashe. Probably gonna sell her for now. We'll see. Where is my Hekarim? Yeah. Give this to Heka. Striker. Sha. Oof, Kalista. Oh my goodness. I don't have any space. Have to sell her. I'm gonna take Kalista. I'm gonna sell Jax. I'm not gonna chase Jax. Gain multi-striker album. Sparing low Zen Kasadin. Oh, this is beautiful, man. Fucking beautiful. I know what to do now. Give this to Kalista. They killed him so fast. The fuck? Didn't I sell this Jax? Okay. Nice. I'll need to send this Jax. I can't invest any more space in that guy. Nice. Heka level 2. Oh, I lost one. Man, round. That's not good. Oh. It would be good to have a Gunblade on Hekarim also, but hey. Oh, I forgot to put multi-striker emblem. 1 sec. Completely forgot to do that. Yeah, and I didn't have like 80% chance. She got level 3 with 3 inches Rage Blade. Oh my god. No wonder he destroyed me like nothing. Nothing. I'm just gonna insert warrior. I'm gonna need to sell Varus for now. Multi-striker. I'm gonna throw her that. Okay. Oh, nice. And heck, nice, 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 nice. Okay, Heka. There you go. On her, I'm gonna throw this. Definitely. No, 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 no. Nulia. Another. Now it's completely different. I have so much damage output now. Yeah, Camille will go instead of Jax, I think. You know what? I'm gonna throw a blue buff on Kassadin for now. Come on, one more Akali. Nice. Go, go, go. Jax, fuck you, I don't need you. Fourth warrior will come then. It would be really nice if I managed to grab one more Akali and level her up to level 3. Oh, these guys are... Oh, they destroyed me like nothing. Like a muffin. Wait, come on, Kalista, I need to take that. Ah, it would be really cool to get her because I will be able to clean this board. Okay, let's take her instead of Jax. Fuck. I'm receiving nothing that I need. Oh, these items, man. She doing 80 damage. Okay, let's give her Infinity Edge then. And let's see what else can we get her. Yeah, nice. Okay. I'm getting nothing, literally. Damn it. Come on, Akali. Kassadin. Okay, let's switch him with Hecarim for now. Nothing. Nothing. I think I'm gonna lose. I have 2 more HP. And I'm done. Come on, man. This is stupid. Oh. This is shit. I can't buy her because I need all of these champions. I don't know what to do. Look, I need one Kasadin and I need one. It always happens like this. Yeah, of course. There's a guy with tons of Ginsho blade. He took that. Yeah, all your current and future completed items transform into the Ginsho Rage blades. Not a chance. I have no chance against him. Fuck you. Okay. Fuck this. Exit. That was enough. Yeah, I just didn't have any luck. Where were we? Ah, yes. Where's my glove? Where's my artist glove? Give me a sec. We'll be right back. First, let's change this. We don't want the same stuff, remember? We don't want that repetition. Did you watch the game, Felipe? It's like I was so close to take Kasadin and what's the name of the other champ, Akali? Yeah, man, it happens to me all the time. I swear to God. So I invested like all the items in Akali, and I made Akali to be center of my build, and see that Kakali. Kakali. I just want to do this fast now. Stop full of nerves. See, now it's different. This, it was like here, like this over here, and we changed it a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Now I'm gonna copy actually. What's this? Oh. But why do I have bottom again? What the fuck? I don't know. Let's take this one. Add it up here. Like this. Let's see. I think this is enough. Okay, so what we need now is the same thing on the other side, but of course I'm not gonna draw everything from the beginning. So what I'm gonna do, well, give me a sec. Need to save this. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna duplicate this one, flip it horizontally, and what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna switch, for example, this to, yeah, like this. Just give me a sec, because I don't want it to mirror, you know. I'm gonna add this, and then we're gonna add this part. I'll be back in a second, guys. I got some internal problem. I'm back. Let's see. So yeah, we managed to do this to not look like total mirror, you know. I'm satisfied, really. Ooh, sorry. So let me see. We'll cut it over here. Yep. And cut it here. Yeah. Now it's great. One more thing. We need to work on this one also. Yeah, this is perfect. I don't want to waste any more time on it. Just let's see. We need to delete some anomalies that are left. Put this with a black background. I think I will be able to see more anomalies that way. I think. Yeah, there is one here. I need to clear everything that is visible to an eye, because this will be a transparent PNG. It's good, it's good. All good. All... Here is the one. Also here. That's it, I think. Yep, everything else is clear. Perfect. Okay, so now we have this, whatever this is. Oh, I just need to add depth here. Almost forgot it. Da. Да, 1 second. I'm here. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll need to switch this to a group for a sec. There is a reason why I'm doubling on this. Duplicate. Oh, no, 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 1 sec. 1 sec. Must be wondering why I'm doing this, but there is a reason, because I want to make another plan out of it, if I manage to have these cliffs behind the cliff. Just need to add this a little bit over here. Ispuni nam želje. Ono što smo pevali. Eto ga, dođe smo i do tog zaključka. Evo te stavim ovdje, zna da nešto pevaju kao ne znam šta ono. I know this looks strange, but there is a reason why I'm doing this. I don't know how it's gonna look, but I need to try. Let's try it now. I'm gonna merge this. Okay, let's flip it and see here. Yep. Nice. Just see if I'm gonna make it. So when the others are moving, I'm just figuring out, should I keep it? I don't know. It's so hard. A little bit greener, like this. Nah. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So we'll do same with this thing over here. What? Oh. Let me try something. Flip vertical. We have one on the right side, so we need to cut one from the right side, yes. Duplicate, duplicate. Merge. One sec. Something like this. Okay, let's repeat the same process for this. I'll be right back. Here. Okay. Three and a half hours. Yeah. Finish this and that will be it for today. What the fuck? There it is. Oh, never ending, man. Okay, that should be it. We need to put it here. Like this. Perfect. So when these platforms are moving, I want to have two platforms. One will move slower, the other one will move faster, as you can see. Yeah. It's gonna look good. Perfect, perfect. Okay. I'm finished for today, definitely. 3.5 hours. It's just long stream. Anyway, thank you all for being here, and for others that were participated in this endeavor. And god damn it, I'm so tired I can't even speak English anymore. Anyway, thank you all, and see you, I think, tomorrow maybe, or in the Monday. Have a good night. Love you all. Bye bye.